Okay, everything looks fine. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Pulse Chain Pump. I hope everybody's doing well. Drop in your coin requests and we will take a look at them as I get to them. While people are still rolling in, let's get through some of the macro. I had some issues with the live stream. I was streaming to another YouTube, but I changed to this one that I advertised eventually, so hopefully people come here. Either way, subscribe, click the like button if you enjoy the video. Hopefully the sound is alright. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's get into the charts. We'll go through them quickly because obviously Pulse Chain is much more interesting now. The S&P on the weekly, we're still in this macro double top area, kind of high on the indicators here. I would like a consolidation here, a reset, so we can go a little bit higher. Most of the indices has already broken out. That's our breakout level though. Not a bear market anymore, right? No recession just yet. The market isn't the same as what the news generally tells you. The news is always bullish at the top and very bearish at the bottom. The dollar is getting oversold at these areas here on the weekly. You would expect a small bounce from here, or we can spend a little bit of time here, maybe even make one more new low before going a little bit higher here. This, if it goes higher, that's not good for us. If it goes down, that's good for crypto. Oil just trending sideways here on the weekly, very low. When oil goes up, the things that go up in price tend to go down. Tether, we want this to continue going down. We're just moving sideways here. Very low on the indicators down here, so we might see a little bit of either consolidation or a move to the upside. I would expect a move to the upside. Maybe we retest this breakdown level and then head out lower. BTC, we still haven't hit the golden ratio, which is the 48,500. I think that's the number. 555. Let's put the fib levels on the left hand side so we can at least see it. On the right hand side. Yeah, so 48,555. That's the golden ratio level. Let's see if the announcement gets us up there. We've come to this level previous every single cycle before the halvening. So let's see if it happens again. This is going to be a strong, powerful level to get rejected at. The announcement for the ETF should be today. I mean, the deadline is pretty much today. Ethereum is breaking out here, interestingly enough. Yeah, it's about to make new local highs and move higher. Pretty high on the indicators here on the weekly. Nothing crazy shouting divergences yet. Looks like we can go a little bit higher and then later on retest this 2031 area. So something like that. Hopefully it holds here. And then we can go higher in the future. That's probably why we see the gas fees as insane as they are. On the weekly BTC versus ETH ratio, this was a new low here, which isn't healthy, but the indicators are very cheap. This could have just been a fake out. The golden ratio is literally just below us. You would like these areas to get it tested at least if you were trading coins against its BTC ratio. This is where you want to get them. This is technically still the nosebleed section. Ether really hasn't given you a chance just yet this cycle. In previous cycles, it came down beautifully into the reload zone, and I don't either we don't get it this time, which would show that Ethereum has really got strength against BTC, because this is not how an altcoin reacts versus BTC. They go to their reload zones consistently every cycle, and Ethereum hasn't done that quite yet. So either we don't go there or ETH is showing a lot of strength, right? BTC dominance, we want this to go down. There are some bearish indicators on the indicators for quite a while here. It does look like it's rolling over. Some people were calling this a head and shoulders, and I mean, it's confirming here now. Let's just draw in that head and shoulders. Your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder, and it will be confirmed once you break below there. Okay, we'll see what happens. That would be very good for us as Bitcoin dominance goes down here. Link pulling back a little bit here. Lots of coin had healthy run-ups. Let's see if they can come down and retest their breakout levels. Total market cap. Bearish here on the indicators, right? On the weekly, the higher time frames are a little bit bearish. Either we get consolidation or we need to dump here and retest breakout levels to go higher. Nothing impressive here. That's a terrible candle last week. Actually, it looks like maybe we come down at least to retest these breakout levels. This is total 2. So the total market cap excluding BTC and stable coins. The others, these are the shit coins. These are the coins below the top 10. Also bearish here, quite bearish here on the weekly indicators. This needs to roll over. Let's see, come down, retest this breakout level. This is a sign of strength. We can go higher from there. That would be quite healthy if we come and retest these breakout levels. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. The altcoins on Pulse Chain rallying nicely. We can see some of the top gainers here. HOC, incentive token, up. Hex, Kick here with a respectable 30%, Axis with 41%. Trio here, which is this 3 here, Hex stake up 42%. That's good to see. Yeah, let's get to your requests on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Request your coins here. We will get to them first. So Too Spooky wants us to look at Crow. Crow has obviously been pumping quite aggressively here on Pulse Chain. Most of the liquidity, I think, is on 9mm. So always use app.pateas.io for your best order execution. If you're not using it, you're really missing out. Obviously, this is a very explosive move, very, very powerful. But as grannies, we can't chase this up here, right? This could have been the top here. We can look at it versus Rapid Pulse. It's probably better. We can see we've charted this before. And I showed you where I wanted to get some. And interestingly enough, it just came down with a wick to touch that area. You can see the breakout level marked here. But if you didn't have a limit order, you probably wouldn't have caught that. We should probably just do the Richard Hart ecosystem coins first. So Crow, amazing performance. Hopefully you guys have some of this. Too Spooky has been chilling this for quite a while, and there it is. It has taken off. Most of the volume was traded down here. So, I mean, it's dangerous to start chasing something up here, right? There's nothing wrong with a pump. If it goes higher, it's fine. You just readjust your fib level. But what is interesting about this level that there's lots of confluence here at the 61.8. We can see that this was a previous peak here. And markets like to come back to retest breakout levels like these. So don't be surprised if that gets retested. Either way, you're looking at 83 PLS per Crow and 150 PLS per Crow. Very high on the indicators here. You're probably going to see some bearish divergences on these shorter time frames. Nothing really there. Either way, you can't chase it up there. You've missed this boat. Right? If you're interested, you need to wait for it at these levels down here. But still an amazing performance. You can't take away from that. Let's cover the main ecosystem coins first. So PLS, let's go all the way to the weekly time frame. You guys, we've been talking about this W for a very long time, right? Large W here. It has now broken out. Believe it or not, it happened really, really quickly. I never expected it to happen in a week, but this is the market, right? It's brutal like that. It will leave you behind. So we've got this large W here. Then we had a nice little W there, down here, which acted as beautiful support, right? You can just see the confluence with these wicks down here. Just every time we retested it, it found support. And the last retest, we didn't even got there, and it just left. So, picture perfect breakout of a W. Doesn't matter on what time frame you see these W's, you would then go ahead and do a measured move all the way to the breakout level. And the breakout trader, so this is still quite early, right? The breakout has just happened. The breakout trader will put his entry here. He will risk it all the way to its target and take a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So there's your 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. This is a 30% risk, so he can't use any leverage. In fact, he needs to use a third of his portfolio. Let me just think about that again. Anyway, he needs to cut his portfolio a few times so that he doesn't risk more than 5%. That's like divide his portfolio by 6 and then take this trade. Because the movement is quite far, right? And he'll take this all the way to just above the SAC price at 1,241. Like this is a classic W measured move breakout. You can sometimes retest, you break out and then you come and retest these levels and then go higher. That's also a possibility. Yeah, just to finish off those W's, so a small W there, a large W here, and then you've got another small W here. So lots of W's, lots of good market structure to take us higher into the future, right? This looks very good. Now, we can look for resistance levels. Our first resistance level would be this peak up here, all the way to the bottom. And there we go. These are our first real resistance levels at 9,000. And if we can get above these levels, our next resistance levels would be these areas up here. Right, as soon as we break above that that range. And then this 1900 level will be our next. This is our macro resistance levels either way. But first we have to deal with this shorter time range that we have here. And it's at 9K, so we might test it pretty soon here. This is quite a powerful move. There's nothing telling you that the top is in here yet. You would wait for some market structure in a location. So if the top was in, it would look something like that. That would tell you it's time to go short or maybe close your positions, maybe take some profits. But nothing, there's nothing here yet. This is literally a breakout. This is very dangerous getting in front of something like this because you will get stopped out. There's no structure for you to even put in a short. You can, and remember to always look left. You can see all of this open space here. I mean, if you want to be fair, as soon as we get above this wick here, it's going to move all the way up to this area here. All the way to the sacrifice price in a very, very quick move. Because there is no traffic that traded here, it will just move through it very, very quickly. And that is a fair value gap over there. So lots of magnets pulling us up higher here. There's so much I can say. I hope I get to everything. Let me just put in my earphones so I can hear if there are donations. And if you want me to take a look at your coin first, use the Streamlabs or a super chat if you want to get my attention. So yeah, I mean, this is a clear breakout. Very, very positive, very good market structure. But this is nothing new for me, right? I've been saying this for a very long time. Let's look at PLSX. So also above its breakout level now, which is positive. I mean, the 3-day can still go higher. Maybe we can look at some indicators. So clear breakout here on the RSI on the weekly, still got more room to move to the upside. The 3-day as well hasn't really ever got overbought. So 3-day, it's fine. No divergences to speak of, as the indicator is higher, price is also higher. So that looks very positive. The daily, some bearish divergences here, right? Because the price is much higher, yet our indicator is lower. But I mean, we can still go much higher. There's still some power left in this move, and we can easily defeat that bearish divergences there. And on the 4-hourly, no bearish divergence on the 4-hourly. And no bearish divergences to speak of on the 2-hourly. So still nothing on the short term to tell you that the top is in, nothing on the medium term, and nothing on the long term as well. I mean, this can really go quite high if it really wants to start going here. Then let's look at Pulse X. Pulse X has broken out. Let's do that same measured move from the low to the breakout level. These are your extension levels up here. So your first target is that 4488 level. But this measured move takes you all the way to 40% below SAC level. So 0.0004. So 4 zeros and a 4. Clear breakout here on the 3-day. The weekly RSI, I mean, looks fine, right? We really just got from oversold into the middle of the range. Not even the middle of the range just yet. 3-day, nothing bearish here. We're launching. The daily also has bearish divergences here, but it's only formed. It's far away from confirming. This can easily still go higher to disqualify this RSI. No bearish divergences has been formed just yet. Let's look on the shorter time frames. Nothing on the shorter time frames. So yeah, it still looks quite powerful. Let's go and look at it versus rapid pulse. So clear breakout here. I mean, it felt like weeks ago that I was talking about this bullish divergences. Everybody was still bearish. Said we would probably see a sideways movement and then a break. And it's exactly what we got, right? Let's see. So this is Pulse X versus Pulse Ratio. I mean, we're about to defeat this short reload zone where people are taking their shorts. No divergences on RSI. On the shorter time frame, on the 4-hourly, yes, there is. I mean, there's nothing really you can do. As soon as this breaks above here, the 0.32 level, that would once again be a valid W breakout, right? And this can go much higher after that. These are your extension levels up here. So Pulse X is showing some strength about PLS, against PLS. Some bearish divergences on the shorter time frames. Yeah, but we need to get above these levels. It's important to get above the 78.6 level. We're slightly above it because a person who was shorting here has now gotten stopped out if he was in this trade. EX up 44%. Let's look at it versus rapid pulse. Breaking out versus rapid pulse, you can see the clear W here, and it's valid because it's got higher lows. It's now broken out. Measured move all the way to 107. We are actually almost got there, but we should see more upside here. Even the RSI is still quite nice and low, so it's got more room to move to the upside. So EX definitely to outperform PLS a little bit here. Let's look at the two ratios between the hexes. I think it's this one. Yeah. EXPX almost broke out here. It still inside the reload zone, so EX is still in value versus PHEX here. PHEX up 45% at 1.4 cents. Strong breakout here. We talked about this on Twitter, the strong bullish divergences on volume here. Very rare and very powerful when you see it, but divergences on volume. So this has rocketed out of here. Let's look at it versus a rapid pulse. So never really got into value, wicked into it once, bounced off it a few times, created strong bullish divergences as price was going lower, yet our indicator was going higher. That has now been confirmed. Yeah, so never got cheap against PLS really, unless you had limit orders. And so yeah, this is not where value is at. There are coins that are cheaper. It doesn't mean it won't perform well. It's been outperforming PLS. It's just not cheap, right? And I like cheap things. Incentive token at 84 cents. Clear W here on the 3-day that has now broken out. Let's look at it versus rapid pulse. We can see maybe it's oversold at these areas. So it's outperforming PLS as well. You can see the clear W here with smaller W's inside it. Not high on the RSI just yet, but it's quite high. I say it's not high, but it's getting high, right? Not really oversold. Definitely has more room to the upside. And I will wait a while to sell some on the double there. Click on Pulse Chain. No sacrifice, no founder allocation. The liquidity is locked up. 45% of the supply is locked up. The main holder is still buying this coin. It is breaking out strongly here versus the USD. I mean, we've been talking about this perfect W down here, right? It's even formed another W here and breaking out. Let's look at it versus Rapid Pulse. So it's trying to break out here. It's formed another W, but holding up quite well as PLS is showing strength, right? And all of this liquidity is bonded with PLS. So as soon as PLS goes up, this USD value will be pulled up, and that's the power of bonding your liquidity with the native coin, right? Even if you're just chilling sideways, the USD value is moving up as it is denominated against PLS. Right, so an absolutely beautiful chart. This can just rip face here and destroy. I mean, it's breaking out, right? It's just a matter of time to see where this goes. Let's be fair and look at some resistance levels. Your real resistance level is here. Let's look if we are still inside the reload zone or if a value has left this coin now. So yeah, we're above the 61.8, so you've now missed the boat. I blew the trumpet on this all the way down here, even on the breakout. I mean, what more can I do, right? Kick has taken off, and it looks powerful. Granny up 47% on the day. This is versus USD. I mean, not a lot of volume traded down here. That's why the candles look so weird. But that's what you look for. Even PLS volume bottomed out at the bottom there. That's how these things work. Like the least amount of trading happens at the bottom, and the most amount of trading happens at the top. You can see the clear breakout here. People thought this coin was done. This was a rug, whatever. But now up significantly. I mean, it's probably like up a 3x from the lows. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 203% from the lows. Let's look at it versus Rapid Pulse. Hopefully it's holding, yeah, it's holding up well versus PLS here, surprisingly well. I mean, the 3-day is very, very low on the RSI. It's just, it looks like PLS on the weekly. It's simply just getting into the range now. So looking really good. I'm really proud of these coins. Kick also has locked liquidity, locked supply. I think most of the supply is circulating. I'm not quite sure, so don't quote me on that. Always use Pateas when you're trading these coins. Okay, let's go through the coins here on. Okay, so we've looked at Malay. This is the president of Argentina. I don't know if this is spam. Let's just look at it quickly. Okay, that's on PLS or on ETH. Could you chart Dio? It's a decimal game on Solana. No. Buddha. I mean, we looked at Buddha yesterday. We'll just do it quickly. It's inside the reload zone. Can't fault the granny for getting some here. I don't know the fundamentals about it. I don't know if it's a rug pull, but if you're going to start nibbling on this, you should have dry powder to nibble more as it goes lower and not throwing your whole portfolio in this coin. There are your nibble areas. You can look at it versus rapid pulse as well. We can look at the indicators. Don't know if they're printed yet on the shorter time frame or on the daily. This printed at 58, which is quite high. Expected to go a little bit lower. But you need to know what you're doing here. Genie. It's a copy of X, right? You got low on the RSI. This is why you need to be denominated against PLS and not against DAI. Because you're not getting dragged along here. You're in your own market cycle here if you don't peg it against PLS. So, I mean, if you've made new lows, this is where you should be interested. As soon as you start losing these lows, you're in trouble. But you still got a little bit of support below you, which is fine. And then you go, if you really love this coin, this is where you should be interested. I don't endorse it. I don't own it. I don't know much about it. I just think I know it's a fork of X. Pulse, Kitten, and Halgo. Okay, let's cover your chat. I think it's just fair. Pulse X, when Moon Hansi? Now. Moon now. What's up? Wolf of Bitcoin. What can we expect of this? Looks like higher upside. Can you look at APC? FBI on Pulse Chain. Shot, thanks for the super chat. Dolek Banan asks for FBI. It's been a while since I've heard about this coin. Is this the only liquidity that there is? Okay, so there are a few smaller pools here. Use Pateas if you really like this coin. You can see the nice rounding that it has made, right? Nice market structure here. I mean, it's literally down in the dumps. If you really love this coin or liked it up here, you should love it here. This looks like people have given up on this, unfortunately. But either way, this is valid market structure here. You can see the W's, it's been defended. And if you really like some, I would wait for a pullback to this 88.6 level at 0.003781. It's where most of the volume was traded, slap bang in the middle of this range it created here. So it's most likely going to come back to that level. This chart has taken a lot of punishment. Very low liquidity, which is a little bit concerning. But it doesn't mean you can't make a few dollars here. Either way, shot for the super chat. APC. Aping Pulse. 50k liquidity. Zoom out a little bit here. Let's look at it versus Rapid Pulse. Don't know why I got double notification. APC, I mean, you can just see the beautiful accumulation that has happened down here, right? Looks quite like the PLS chart. Very, very thick liquidity. These lows, these are your lows. It's been defended. Let's look at it versus rapid pulse. Okay, so different story here, right? This looks like it's rolling over and there's really nothing here. No structure. Let's go to the 3-day. Let's pull up some indicators. What did I do? Let's pull up the RSI. Switch back to rapid pulse. I've never heard of this, and it's very thick liquidity. New lows on the RSI there. The 3-day is just still rolling over. You need this 24 area to hold this white line here, otherwise it's falling through. No real market structure. This needs to be defended, and you need to see a W come in here. And then your larger W will be here. That's your breakout level for the large W. Nothing really exciting here. It's cheap. But still a lot of selling that needs to be done here. Hey Hans, all good here. What's up, Fabian? EHEX and UpX. We've looked at EHEX. Let's look at Up and UpX. I'm told here at the low, at the highs that the top was in. Told you I was buying here, so I've been nibbling at these areas here. I don't think it ever got to the 60. Yeah, it never got to the 78.6 level. I mean, I'm literally just still break even in this first entry of mine. I was looking to get more as it went lower. Hasn't happened just yet. There is a nice little W forming with higher lows here. It will be confirmed a breakout as soon as you break above the 9,590 area. Still a ways away. It doesn't look like it wants to. It's going to take a lot for it to break out here. We can look at some indicators to see. So no bullish divergences yet. It got nice and low. It could go lower. Pretty much you need this to break, and you need this low to hold. I'm ready to nibble some more if it goes lower. And obviously, I would love for it to go lower so I can get more. But if it wants to break out, I am locked and loaded, and I'm ready to profit on this if it wants to go higher. Technically, this is where you can be interested, as it is inside the reload zone. But we don't have structure, and we don't have indicator confirmation. So this can still easily just roll over and maybe create market structure down here. At the end of the day, the USD value doesn't matter. We need to be outperforming PLS. And you can see now why in times like this, why you need to be outperforming PLS and taking your PLS profits as you get them. And UpX will look quite the same. Let's look at it versus rapid pulse. Looks weaker, right? Almost got to the 78.6 level. I'll be looking to get some more there. No bullish divergences here. The RSI is coming nice and low. You can see where I'm interested to get some more. And if it goes all the way to 1.58, I'll get some more. The USD values are obviously up significantly, 61% and 55%. But that's because it is liquidity bonded versus PLS. And I know some of the fundamental backing also is very much PLS and PLSX. Oi, what's up, Red Squirrel? What is Hex's 61.8 retracement level? Is this the resistance level that you're talking about? So on the short term, it is the 9-cent area. No, not the 9 cents, 009. That's not 9 cents. 0.009. That's where we can see some resistance. And if you break above this, then your next level will be up here. But then we would probably have to take a look at, so that's very close. We'll probably have to take a look at the Ethereum chart for resistance levels after that, as soon as we start breaking above these levels. But if you start closing above here, that's a clear breakout, right? Then you can go much higher. But let's defeat this 0.009 area first. So someone is selling hex here. Someone wants to take a look at axis. That's a new high. New high, but you can see the bearish divergences there on USD value. And it's not made a new high versus BLS. It's a small W there that has broken out with hidden bullish divergences. Either way, you can't chase it here. You need to wait for these reload zones. Yeah. Wait for it to get oversold like these areas down here before going long again. I don't know if this is technically a W with bullish divergences. Do we retest the highs here and then go lower? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens here. But I can't be interested here. Mini double top. Axis. Bearish dips. Does anyone in the chat know how to log out of your internet money? Okay. Okay, we've looked at APC. What's up, Mexicans? Extronaut. Haven't seen you here. Welcome. Price go up, boys. When does ETH start to rally against BTC? What does the history say? Let's look at the ratio, and what we can do is we can put the BTC over it, price of BTC. We can see when ETH started to rally. When ETH starts to outperform against BTC, yeah, okay. So this is the ratio. It creates a range. So this was pre-halvening. So we're practically, let's put up the halvening here. So we're like in this area here, right before the halvening. Maybe this last dip before the halvening. Post halvening, you actually start breaking out, but we don't really have this nice structure. There's no market structure here formed, right? But anyway, post halvening, broken out, we really start taking off. I mean, a few weeks, a few months after the halvening happens. The breakout level happened. I mean, technically that's the breakout there, like literally a few months, a month and a half, or maybe 2 or 3 months after the halvening, ETH breaks out. So somewhere here in April, no, that's 2025 already. So somewhere August maybe we might see, but we have no market structure to go off of because that's really weird. Not really. We haven't formed an accumulation zone. This is literally a new bottom here. Thanks for the super chat, Extronaut, your legend. If you have a request, drop it in. I'll look out for your name. So that's quite hard to say, right? There's no real market structure. We don't have W's at all. Like, it's really weird. Like, the cycle for ETH has been really complexing. That's why I say, yeah, like, I think literally ETH is like showing a lot of strength here versus BTC. But then again, it didn't perform that well. We never made new all-time highs against its BTC ratio. So diminishing returns, we'd expect diminishing losses, right? Because, I mean, frankly, from the highs, we went like 45% from the highs. And these coins often do 85 to 85% retracement against their BTC pairs. I'd look at this in the previous cycle for ETH. It went down 90%, 90% against its BTC pair, right? And I mean, what the hell is this, right? So I would have loved to see at least some market structure here, right, by now. Because this is what you had back here. You can see the nice little W's here on the chart, right? And then finally you go. We don't have anything of that nature just yet. But then again, the indicators are very low. They're flashing bullish signs. But you would need at least some sideways movements here. So it's very hard. Like this chart has been, and we'll leave it at that. Polskitten. Okay. Polskitten here. Let's look at it versus rapid pulse. They want me to discount this wick, right? A large seller exited here and they helped them exit with some OTC deals. I mean, you've got higher lows since then. Let's see if this was higher. So that was a new low there. I mean, if we discount that wick, this is very cheap prices, right? You're like just below the 88.6 level, or just above the 88.6 level. You still have higher lows here. This might just maybe need some more time to move sideways. But I can't fault the granny if she wanted to get some here. It's really still cheap. And it's a nice liquidity, and I don't think this is even the only liquidity pair. MZ, I don't know why I didn't see your super chat. But let's look at Mikey for you. Mikey versus with Steamboat Willie. So a meme coin on Pulse Chain. Some liquidity locked here. Let's look at the hourly. It's 4 hourly. I like this. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the request. Should have been interested down here, right? It's given you a few more times to enter here. It's chilling just above the reload zone. So, I mean, what's a few sats between friends? Let's look at it versus Wrapped ETH. Yeah, bounced off the 61.8. I would have a limit order there and have more if it goes down to the 78.6 and the 88.6 level. A nice structure that this chart has, Mikey. And there's some bullish divergences here as well. Hidden bullish divergences. Price is going lower, indicators going higher. This is your breakout level here, which is quite high. Unfortunately, it would be outside the reload zone. But generally, these coins do this. They do their retracement and then they go again. So yeah, I mean, it's quite close enough to the 61.8. But then you need to know how to manage your risk, right? Not throw in everything here. But this looks quite good. Like, I'm not going to lie. And if it breaks all-time highs, you can just see the large W there. Yeah, this looks good. Nice find. UpX, we've looked at. Amazing chart this week, eh? Pico chart has been a lot of fun lately. Nice if you got into that. MZ, I got your super chat now. Sorry about that. EHEX, we've looked at EHEX, right? Check out WBTC. So it took a little bit of a punishment with the Richard Hart um, video where he said that this has admin keys, but come on, guys, we know these had admin keys, right? Let's look. I think I'm seeing some bullish dose here. Yeah, so that's some bullish divergence here on USD as price went lower. Hit our indicator. You finally got oversold at these levels. So this has really now fallen out the boat. I still have this, but I risked so little it really doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't even matter looking at this. When it's up, I will just see it and sell some. I mean, if you really love this, this is where you should be interested, but you're catching a falling knife here. It's important that these levels hold, right? Otherwise, it's all-time new lows from there. Nothing to tell you that it has bottomed yet, maybe on the shorter time frames. So there is some bullish divergences here on the four hourly. So maybe it slows down, but this is really risky catching a falling knife here. What Granny would wait for is she would wait for higher lows and for the higher high to be broken to go long. Yeah, this is the chance you've been waiting for if you don't have some of this coin. It looks scary here, right? This is not healthy, right? There's lots of selling happening here. But that's why you need to risk a little bit. Like I'm not even worried that this is rolling over, even though I've traded this extensively. Like I've traded these breakouts. I've rebought doubles that I've sold. And I'll definitely keep my eye on this. As soon as it starts showing that it has bottomed, I might definitely get some here because it's cheap, right? No one wants it here. The Grace currency. This really did create a nice market structure here. You can see the massive W. We've talked about this throughout my streams recently. Cyclic versus rapid pulse. You can see the breakout level, it's broken out. Maybe it comes to retest this and then goes higher. This is the nosebleed section. It has left value. You can see where value was at. This is where you should have been interested. The 78.6 level was an amazing support level, and it held it beautifully here, and off it went. I can't chase it here. It can go higher. There's nothing bearish here on the chart. I just have to leave and let this go, right? The only thing that I like to see is I like to see W's form inside of the reload zone, so something like that. This unfortunately formed a little bit higher, so it really didn't get my attention. Although I charted it and I told you guys where to be interested, right? Doge 1. So that was your breakout level. You can see it's been retested now. Still the nosebleed section. Value is at these areas down here at 006, 0033, 0018. You need to be willing to nibble at those levels as it goes lower. So it's bounced off the 61.8 once. It wants to go lower and retest these lower levels. And that's where you would have to be ready. The Granny could have been getting some here. That's her first nibble, but she needs to have more in the tank to nibble lower. And it shouldn't exceed more than 5% of her overall portfolio as it goes lower. So she doesn't lose everything if this is a rug pull or it goes to zero or it doesn't perform at all, right? So there you go. I mean, we can look at the indicators. They're probably trending downwards. Yeah, going down. Nothing bullish here just yet. This will tell you when it's ready to go once it created a little W like that. And you can even wait for that moment. Don't have to catch a falling knife here. You can't check in love on Ethereum, the one that Cookies was talking about back in May. You skipped Halgo, yeah. Let's do Halgo. Check the fat LP2, 2.4 million here. And it's versus Hex. Let's look at Halgo. Well, look how beautifully it's rallied off its lows. So versus USD, this wick wasn't the healthiest as it made a new low. So we can pretty much remove everything. That will be your retracement levels here. Strong rally of the lows. Remember, this has Hex backing. So it does kind of look like Hex as it moved off its lows. Just, yeah, I mean, it looks a lot like P-Hex chart. Just this accumulation here. Made a new low there, which is fine. You still created market structure. This is broken out. Was this? Yeah, so this is some strong bullish divergences here, or hidden bullish divergences, as the price went higher, yet our indicator went lower. So it gave it more room to move. Let's look at shorter term resistance levels. So the 61.8 is this 2492 area. You might get some resistance there. You can also see a lot of traffic in this area here. Not cheap anymore, right? This was cheap down here and it's now broken out. Your resistance levels are up here. Let's look at it versus Hex to see which one is outperforming here. Funny looking chart. What was this? 2434? 2448, so it's higher, yet our indicators were lower. So that's bullish divergences here. So I think Halgo is to outperform Hex here from the lows. You can see the bullish divergences and the W, which is now broken out. So Halgo is definitely showing some strength versus its pairing here, which is P-Hex. And it's about to break out and go higher. So it's going to outperform here, which is, I think it's good for you guys. Like, I forgot the fundamentals by now. And this bullish divergence has been confirmed on the 3-day. So I would, it would be safe to say that this bottom has been confirmed down here. So that actually looks quite good. It looks funny because of the Dow. Okay. Clairvoyant, good morning, what's up? I just got here. What's the best chart he's shown so far? The guy, I have no idea what this love is that Cookies talked about. I guess it's that one. Dow has been selling Halgo for Hex. Like, I know that when one is more expensive than the other one, there's a swap between the two that happens. I really need to go look at the fundamentals as well. Like, I was engaged when the sacrifice and everything was going on. I mean, it's just like absolutely wrecked, right? And it looks like it's trying to form a bottom here. Very low on the RSI. I mean, there's a W there. I would wait for it to confirm the breakout there. If it closes above the 4,794 area. Have you TI on Hedron? Yes. Okay, let's look at Icosa and Hedron quickly. Dude, I called this Hedron breakout perfectly for you guys. 97.34. So there's bearish divergences here on Icosa. Icosa has had a good run. If you bought down below here, maybe you should take some profits up here. Means you performed really, really well. Let's look at it versus Hex. It looks like it's found its stop versus its Hex ratio here, right? That's a violent rejection up there. So it's outperformed Hex nicely. These levels down here is where I can be interested again. And in fact, I'll probably disregard the 61.8. You can see lots of traffic here. So that's like 3.6 X per Icosa. Yeah. Okay. So Icosa looks a little bit toppy, right? Even against Hex and its USD pairing. But it's performed really, really well. Let's look at Hedron. 200% or 100% gain here from the breakout level. I tweeted this as it was breaking out. Let's look at it versus Rapid Pulse. High on the RSI here. It's going to struggle against PLS, right, to continue to outperform here. But if it just holds its value, right, it will. It's a nasty wick, this wick here. Let's account for that. And you can see where value is at for PLS versus Hedron down there. Very high on the RSI already, unfortunately. Yeah, I'd probably take some profits from PLS and Icosa into Hedron. That probably come back to bite me, as it probably goes higher when I say something like that. I mean, we've gone through the whole chat here on. Let's just quickly scroll through here. I feel like Icosa Hedron ecosystem is a sleeping giant. Okay, we've just looked at those for you. Be new fish. Yeah, Icosa Hedron took off early. No one was expecting this bump. Kind of led the market that we just saw. Pretty much doubled off its lows. I mean, this is even a 4x of its lows. So Cosa definitely performed much better here. Yeah, it's like 4x here. So I mean, if you're up a lot, maybe take some profits here. Because there is some bearish signs here. That's bearish divergences there. As price is going higher, yet our indicator is going lower. So there is some exhaustion playing out here. And it looks like it stopped versus Hex. I don't have to go through that again, right? I think people kind of get the idea. And you're responsible for your own decisions, right? Okay, I mean, beautiful green candles. I hope everybody is excited as I am. Has Lone done enough for you to watch it yet? So Lone is on my watch list. It just made recent lows and it's now rallied off those lows. Did I remove it off my watch list like an idiot? I was probably overly critical about it, which I shouldn't be. We don't hate these things, we don't date them, right? We just trade them. But this has now told you to be interested in this, right? Because it really never gave you a reason to get in, right? This is a V bottom. So we like to see W's, right? And it didn't give you that. But I did say that the RSI did look a little bit interesting, but it looks like it made new lows. Okay, let's start by looking at it versus Pulse. So it looks a lot less, but there is a small W here on, It's probably the only thing it's going to give you. You can see the small W there. And it was good enough to tell you that it wants to go higher. Very low on the RSI, right? I mean, this is practically where you should be interested in getting this. And versus PLS, it really hasn't taken off just yet. It looks impressive on the USD pairing, but because it's liquidity bonded with 250k liquidity and probably more on other exchanges to PLS, it's being dragged along, right? But it's still cheap versus PLS here, and this is probably the signal that's given you that it has now found a bottom. Very low on the RSI, on the daily, and even on the 3-day. I mean, it's printed all the way down there at 28. We could look at loan. Wait, what? Pisha PPU 9-inch if you're looking for any move. Hey Hans, what do you think about the SMI indicator oscillator? I haven't looked at it. Check out Boster. It bumped after your last. Yeah, it did. But remember, I did say that I can't pull the close. I can't call the top. It's impossible. Um, There was a super chat. Let me just get to that quickly. Attila, thanks for the $5, bro. Yeah, it's practically impossible to get in front of something that just launched, right? You will probably be left behind. That's why you need to sell halves on doubles all the way up. 4 hourly here. There was some bearish divergences here, which told you that the top was in. You can see the bearish doves here. 4 hours looks like the top is in here. This is versus USD. It looks toppy versus USD. I mean, it's already rolled over versus USD or versus PLS. If you really like it, you can get it at 11 PLS per bastard and 6 PLS per bastard and 3 PLS per bastard. It looks like it's topped out here. The RSI is coming down nicely. Let's look at Attila's coin. Can you look at A1A, wrapped pulse and P-links, please? A1A is a Maria coin. Give me 1 second. A1A. I hope you guys can see the clear breakout here, right? See, we've done analysis on this previously. Let's go ahead and look at wrapped pulse. Beautiful chart, right? Down heavy from the lows. This looks a lot like I'm adding this to my watch list and I'm buying this as it gets down here. I mean, need I say any more? I mean, it looks exactly like Teddy Bear. It's down like more than 70% of its highs. You can see the beautiful market structure here. And these are higher lows, right? And it's broken out. Generally, you get this first impulse bump. This is when the market tells you after it's broken out that it's in time to be interested in this coin, right? From the highs to the lows, we've just on the shorter term bounced at the 61.8. I'm very, very keen to get some of this. Strong bullish divergences back here. I mean, this is a very, very nice chart. I'm impressed by this chart. I should not forget to get some here because it's going to come back to retest this breakout level. If I'm unlucky, it's going to run away here from me. So this has been the nicest chart that we've looked at to answer that question previously. And you said you wanted to look at P-Link. $42K liquidity. Wrapped pulse. down a lot, like you're at the 78.6 level, a nice little W down here. If you wanted, Granny can't fault it, fault you for getting some at the 241 level and the 220 level. It's not at its highs, a little bit high on the RSI here. Did we have bullish divergences? No bullish divergences. That's where you should be interested down here. You're getting it very, very cheaply. And I mean, it's even inside the reload zone right now. But we wanted cheap prices, so we'll go down to the shorter time frames. And you can see the W here. Don't be surprised if this comes back to retest this breakout level at the 220 level. I would nibble on the way down. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Appreciate it. So yeah, those are two respectable charts, especially that A1A, just because it's down so much. And I still see a lot of people talking about it. What's your best indicator for finding tops? Bearish divergences on any indicator. I like to use the RSI, but something like the OBV, the bearish divergences on OBV is the most powerful. But you won't see it often because it's sometimes a bit too late. I think with that being said, thank you guys for coming to this video, to this live stream. I hope you're enjoying the pump. I hope you heeded my call when I said to always play from a position of strength and not to get wrecked, that the bull market still had a lot more time to go, that we can take it very slowly now. And you can see why, right? We're not really even getting started. We're getting started now, but there's still a lot more action to be had. Look out for a close above the level here. We need this 7,850 area to hold. This is the breakout level. We've been retesting it a few times. If you zoom into the 5-minute level, you can see these retests here. We need to hold above here, right? That would confirm our breakout and much higher prices, right? If we get rejected here and we fall below, that's fine. We can spend a little bit more time here moving sideways. But this is the phase of the market that is called the sign of strength. This is where you're pretty much moving sideways here, fighting this resistance level. And this is the disbelief rally. This is the disbelief phase, this area that happens here. So we're pretty much, I am ready to confirm that the bottom for pulse chain is in as soon as we close a candle above this level. Like I said, literally in a stream, like the previous stream. So yeah, it's crazy that it happened that fast, this fast. And yeah, it's been a fun ride. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers for now and bye-bye.